Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about noise pollution. In the previous classes, we have already learned different types of pollution. Atmospheric pollution is not only type of contamination that is harming living beings on the planet. According to World Health Organization, noise pollution is one of the most dangerous environmental threats to health. For example, drivers honking the horn, groups of workers drilling the road surface, aircraft flying over us in the sky, noise, and more noise. Cities have become the epicenter of a type of pollution. In fact, the coronavirus crisis reduced pollution. Not only does it hurt humans, it is bad for animals too. Noise pollution has an enormous environmental impact and does serious damage to wildlife. For example, experts say noise pollution can interfere with breeding cycles. Not all sound is considered noise pollution. The World Health Organization defines noise above 65 decibels as noise pollution. That is, the noise pollution is the unwanted or excessive sound that can have deleterious effects on human health and environmental quality. We know sound waves are vibrations of air molecules carried from a noise source to the ear. Sound is typically described in terms of the loudness or amplitude and the pitch or frequency of the wave. Loudness, also called sound pressure level or SPL, is measured in logarithmic units called decibels. It is expressed in dB. The normal human ear can detect sounds that range between 0 decibel and about 140 decibel, with the sounds between 120 decibel and 140 decibel causing pain. The ambient sound pressure level in a library is about 35 decibel, while that inside a moving bus or subway train is roughly 85 decibel. Building construction activities can generate sound pressure level as high as 105 decibel at the source. Sound pressure levels decrease with the distance from the source. Frequency of a sound wave is expressed in cycles per second, but hertz is more commonly used. The human eardrum is a very sensitive organ with a large dynamic range, being able to detect sounds at frequencies as low as 20 Hz up to about 20,000 Hz. The pitch of a human voice in normal conversation occurs at frequencies between 250 Hz and 2000 Hz. Then, what is noise pollution? Not all sound is considered noise pollution. The World Health Organization defines noise above 65 decibel as noise pollution. To be precise, noise becomes harmful when it exceeds 75 decibels and is painful above 120 decibel. As a consequence, it is recommended noise levels be kept below 65 decibel during the day and indicate that restful sleep is impossible with nighttime ambient noise levels in excess of 30 decibel. Then, what are the causes of noise pollution? Mainly traffic noise. Traffic noise accounts for most polluting noise in cities. For example, a car horn produces 90 decibel and a bus produces 100 decibel. Similarly, air traffic noise also. A single aircraft produces 130 decibel. Another causes of noise pollution are construction sites. Building and car park construction and road and pavement resurfacing works are very noisy. For example, a pneumatic drill produces 110 decibel. Another causes of noise pollution are industries, factories and machinery. Causes of noise pollution includes domestic appliances such as grinders, mixies, vacuum cleaners, audio systems, etc. Loudspeaker and audio system used in social gatherings, celebrations, religious places and events, etc. Sirens from factories. Noise pollution is growing day by day due to the population explosion, urbanization, and rapid industrialization. Noise in an average living room would be about 40 decibels, and normal conversational speech would be about 50 decibel. Noise level up to 70 decibel is more or less harmless to humans, and up to 85 decibel it is tolerable. However, higher levels of noise would become health hazard to humans. The noise level would be about 80 to 90 decibel from the beating of a drum, 75 to 90 decibel inside a cinema hall, 80 decibel from a mixie, 120 decibel from an exploding cracker, 130 decibel from the hoot of a train, 150 decibel from a siren, and so on. Then, what are the adverse effects of noise pollution? As well as damaging our hearing by causing, that is deafness. Constant loud noise can damage human health in many ways, particularly in the very young and the very old. It affects the hearing capacity and at higher levels damages eardrum and causing deafness. Physical adverse effects of noise pollution includes respiratory agitation, raising pulse, higher blood pressure, headache, and in case of extremely loud constant noise, gastritis, colitis, and even heart attacks. Psychological adverse effects of noise pollution are: noise can cause attacks of stress, fatigue, depression, anxiety, and hysteria in both humans and animals. Adverse effects of noise pollution includes sleep and behavioral disorders. Noise above 45 decibel stops you from falling asleep or sleeping properly. According to the World Health Organization, it should be no more than 30 decibel. Loud noise can have latent effects on our behavior, causing aggressive behavior and irritability. Noise pollution may affect memory and concentration. Noise may affect people's ability to focus, which can lead to low performance over time. It is also bad for the memory, making it hard to study. We have already seen that noise pollution may induce emotional disturbances, psychological disorders, nervous breakdown, and even insanity. Moreover, it disturbs sleep and causes fatigue and frustration. We know noise pollution cannot be totally eliminated, but it can be reduced, and its effects minimized by taking some preventive or safety measures. Then, how to reduce noise pollution? Firstly, turn off appliances at home and offices. We can turn off home and office appliances when not in use, such as TV, games, computers, etc. It can create unnecessary stress on ears. We can save electricity also when we turn them off. Another way to reduce noise pollution is that shut the door when using noisy machines. We can shut the door after we turn on dishwashers or washing machines for rooms where it is kept. Or we can turn them on before leaving the house so that overlapping of exposure to loud noises can be reduced. Use of earplugs or ear muffs can bring down loud noises to a manageable level. Earplugs are small inserts that fit into our ear canal, and ear muffs fit over the entire outer ear to form an air seal keeping ears safe from loud noises. Ear protective aids such as earplugs must be issued to workers in noisy factories. Another way to reduce noise pollution is that lower the volume. We can listen to songs, radios, TVs in lower volume when listening from headphones or speakers. Stay away from noisy area is another solution. Noise producing industries, airports, vehicles, bus stations should be far from residential areas as it is very dangerous for infants. Another way to reduce noise pollution is that follow the limits of noise level. That is, community law should check the use of loudspeakers, outdoor parties as well as political public announcements. Moreover, control noise level near sensitive areas. There should be control on noise level near schools, hospitals. Also, place noise limits boards near sensitive areas. Go green by planting trees. We can plant more trees as they are good noise absorbents. According to studies, it can reduce noise by 5 to 10 decibels around town. Another way to reduce noise pollution is the use of proper lubrication and better maintenance. We can use proper lubrication as well as better maintenance of machines to reduce noise pollution and improve efficiency. It reduces friction between movable parts and helps to reduce noise. Moreover, notify authorities about disobedience of noise rules. We can notify government agencies if someone is not following rules and regulation regarding noise levels. We can check for pieces of machinery which are creating noise due to vibrations and put some noise absorbents to reduce noise. Walls and ceilings of factories must be insulated with a sound absorbing material. Old noisy factory machines should be replaced by new ones fitted with a silencer. For houses and office buildings in the middle of busy cities, the doors and windows should be designed properly using adequate soundproofing techniques. Noise creating operations should not be conducted in enclosed spaces but only in large open spaces. Regularly checking noise level in an industrial complex and indoor to keep noise level within the limit. This is another way to reduce noise pollution. It is necessary to control noises created around us. It is necessary to aware people around us through various medium. We can start from ourselves to spread awareness about noise pollution and its effect on human and the environment. Limit for noise at daytime is 55 decibel and in the night it is 30 decibel to avoid health effects. Today we have discussed about noise pollution. What are the sources of noise pollution? What are the adverse effects of noise pollution and control measures? In the next part, we will discuss about thermal pollution and its sources, adverse effects and control methods. Thank you.